So, we've got a rugby forward. He's got a mass of 120 kilograms, storms towards a touchline at a certain speed. Momentum is really simple. It's mass times velocity, which is 120 multiplied by 6, and I get 720 kilogram meters per second. Not difficult at all. What speed would a fly half of mass 72 kilograms have to run to have the same momentum? So I take the same momentum, 720. I put my 72 kilograms in, and I am looking for a velocity. And I find that he needs to go at, and they only want a speed, so they don't even care about a direction, 10 meters per second. And then they ask me 3 questions. Criticize the statement when 2 particles separate after an explosion, they both have the same momentum. Well, that makes sense because we start with 0. This one has to have a certain momentum, and the other one, to get to 0, must be exactly the same momentum. But not, because you've got to consider direction. Momentum is a vector quantity, and so although they have the same magnitude of momentum, they have opposite directions. We've just done showing that Newton seconds is kilogram meters per second, but let's go for it again. A Newton is a kilogram meter per second squared, that's a Newton, times seconds is equal to kilograms meters per second. A ball is thrown into the air. Does its momentum remain constant? No, its acceleration remains constant. It has a 9,8 meters per second squared downward acceleration the whole time. But since momentum is equal to mass times velocity, as a ball goes up into the air, slows down, stops, speeds up till it hits the ground again. So obviously the velocity is changing all the time, the mass remains constant, and as the velocity goes up and down, so the momentum will change as well. It said that Franklin objected to the particle theory of light on the grounds that a light particle traveling at 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second would have the same momentum as a cannonball fired at 10 kilograms at 100 meters per second. So let's work out the momentum of that cannonball. It's equal to mass times velocity, which is 10 times 100. And I'm going to land up with 1,000 kilogram meters per second. And that same momentum is equal to 1,000. We don't know the mass of the light particle, but we do know that it's going at 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. So we're going to divide through, and we find that the mass turns out to be equal to 3,3 times 10 to the negative 6 kilograms. And that is not the actual mass of a photon or a light particle. I don't know what is, but that's not it. So that was obviously erroneously assigned to the light particle. Stationary trolley A is struck head-on by moving trolley B. So let's go with A. To start off with, it's got a mass A. But trolley B has a mass that is B, which is equal to 3 times the mass of A. It's stationary. Velocity of A, the initial velocity, is equal to 0. After the collision, the 2 trolleys move off together. So afterwards, we've got mass A plus 3 times mass A, which is equal to 4A. And they move off at a velocity which is equal to 3/4 that of trolley B. So we had an initial velocity of trolley B, and we can call that x if we want, and we're saying that this is 3/4 x. Let's see what happens. After the collision, we have got mass times by velocity is going to be equal to 4 mass A's times by 3 over 4 x's. The 4's cancel, and I'm left with 3 mass A x. The initial velocity, this is after. This is before. Before, this is equal to 0, so I don't even have to worry about it. The mass of B times the velocity of B before is equal to 3m times by x. And therefore, we land up with those being exactly equal, and it is in agreement with the principle of conservation of momentum. Over here, we've got 2 trolleys with equal masses, and they move at the same speed in exactly opposite directions, and then they collide head-on. So we've got MA, they've got exactly the same mass. They have exactly the same initial velocity. We'll call it initial velocity A, and we will say that one's in the same direction and the other one's in the opposite direction. And when they join together, those two would equal 0. That sounds 100% reasonable. Calculate the momentum of a Concorde aircraft of mass 2 times 10 to the 4 kilograms, flying westward at a speed of whatever kilometers per hour. Kilometers per hour is a problem. I need to change that into, it's 1,800 kilometers divided by 1 hour, which is equal to 1,800,123 meters divided by 3,600 seconds. And I am going to land up with the conveniently round number of 500 meters per second. I now substitute that in. The momentum is equal to mass times velocity, 20,000 kilograms multiplied by 500 meters per second, and I land up with 1 times 10 to the power of 7 kilogram meters per second. And since this was all flying westward to start with, it is west. Don't forget about the direction. They did not ask me for the magnitude of the momentum, they asked me for the momentum.